We married mainstream, thought that it was all a fling. Then the white boy came and it was all the same. Suddenly rap was backpacking in the cul-de-sacs with skull caps and sullen facts. A gangster rap tap middle America, but little Erica, the parents gassed. Lindsay dropped it low, but really it was all apparent trap. Music hit the scene, ATL lit the fluid, a new black movement. From young jocks to Jeezy, young jocks love Weezy. After schools and bump the club hits, funny how the outcast loved it. The message of
whoever sees this and subscribes right now, get a free declaration. Independence not included. This isn't 1776. What's going on, YouTube? It's Knox Hill, and we're back with our reaction series. So today, man, I know it's not Friday, but it's still the weekend. And you know I still got you with yet another ERB. Now you guys know I read the comments, the good, the bad, the ugly, the troll. You have been begging and pleading for this one. It is finally time. And after doing Hamilton, I could be more excited for this. It's none other than Thomas Jefferson versus Frederick Douglass. But before I go any further, I'm going to give a quick shout out to the song in the intro. Listen, if you guys like the ASMR rapper myself, there's a good chance you like my breakdowns, whether I think about music. You'll probably like my music as well. I have a new album, Blacklist, charted on iTunes for the first time. If you guys want to support me and support the show directly, I'll put the links to that below. Also, shout out to the Patreon and Patreon family, exclusive reactions and content on there. Again, all links down there. But anyways, we know what we're here for. ERB, step back up to the plate. Let's see what you got. I like that marching drum. Sounds like we're getting ready to go kick the British ass once more.
Frederick Douglass! When in the course of human events, it becomes necessary for a battle to commence. Then kaplow, I hit him with the illness of my...
Oh, he's starting it off sounding much like the Declaration of Independence, right? When in the course of human events, and he lays out, you know, his declaration for why we are succeeding from the British crown. But in this case, his declaration is setting it up, making it okay to set the stage for this battle and this destruction we are about to witness on the microphone.
It becomes necessary for a battle to commence. Then kaplow, I hit him with the illness of my quill. I'm endowed with certain unalienable skills.
Kaplow, I hit him with the illness of my quill, right? I'm endowed with certain inalienable skills. And then again, we got quotes from his own Declaration of Independence with his quill, because he penned that with his quill. Also, rappers talk about their pen game and not a lot, so he's relating to his quill game, the historical reference in this case. And I love that rhyme scheme with the ow over here on the A's, and then he's got the B rhymes, the N rhymes, playing off of the quill, playing off of the skill, and then the kaplow. Isn't there like some type of plow that he invented on his plantation down in Virginia? I think so. So I think that goes even deeper. Also makes me think of like a comic book and a superhero. This time you got the presidents coming to save the motherfucking day, bringing rights, individual liberty, the age of enlightenment to us all. All right, let's keep it rolling.
I hit him with the illness of my quill. I'm endowed with certain unalienable skills.
Again, you know, all men have certain unalienable rights. Freedom, liberty, pursuit of happiness, right? But also he's saying he's endowed. There's certain things. It's a dick joke. Okay, that's what it is. He's endowed down there. We got it? All right, let's keep it rolling.
I hit him with the illness of my quill. I'm endowed with certain unalienable skills. Let me run down my resume, will ya? Set up a little place called the United States. Sound familiar? I told King George he could eat a...
Do we just have... Look at all the different... Hey, Clint Eastwood, Elvis Presley. Have I done Ben Franklin? I don't think I've done Ben Franklin yet.
Place called the United States. Sound familiar? I told King George he could eat a fat dick.
I like that little... That's a TikTok dance right there. Da, 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 da. Suck my dick. How you like that, KG?
Called the United States. Sound familiar? I told King George he could eat a fat dick. When it comes to declarations, I'm the first draft pick. I topple any tyrant, so kings and pirates beware.
I love that flow switch. I topple any pirates, so kings and pirates beware. That's a nice rhythm right there. But before that, he's the first draft pick. Get it? Because he wrote the first draft of the Declaration of Independence. But also, like when you enter the lottery coming out of college, I can't even talk today. I'm so excited about this one. When you come out of college and you enter the draft, right? The first pick is the highest pick, you know? The suckiest team from the last season gets to select that pick. So in this case, you're getting TJ on your team. You're balling out, baby.
United States. Sound familiar? I told King George he could eat a fat dick. When it comes to declarations, I'm the first draft pick.
I like that.
Any tyrant, so kings and pirates beware. I'm so down.
And they called King George a tyrant. We all know we weren't happy about paying our taxes, no taxation without representation. We got pissed off. We kicked a bunch of tea out of the ships in Boston Harbor, and then boom, revolution, motherfuckers.
Operations on the first draft pick. On topple any tyrant, so kings and pirates beware. I'm so down with revolutions, I invented the swivel chair. I'm in
There's some nice bars in this one. Get it, a revolution, like a swivel chair spinning around. And there's some controversy around that one, whether or not he invented it. It was invented on his plantation, wasn't it? And they just gave him the credit, basically, but they never actually proved that he invented it. But still, I do like the bar because, obviously, he was one of our founding fathers. He wrote our Declaration of Independence, helped to ratify our Constitution, was huge in that as well, was also our third president, was our second ever VP. He's done a lot for our nation in setting the foundations for our very nation. We just did a lot with TJ and his rivalry with Hamilton and all of that, and our huge Hamilton breakdown, man. So we all know what the man has done. He has helped bring us the revolution, but also the revolution of the swivel chair.
when it comes to declarations, I'm the first draft pick. On topple any tyrant, so kings and pirates beware. I'm so down with revolutions, I invented the swivel chair.
I like that.
How many volumes on my shelves, it's true, but I've yet to read the 3 books you wrote about. You looking like a slug in a
He's saying you're a little bit egotistical there, Mr. Douglass. And TJ, again, was really known for his library. He donated hundreds of books to the Library of Congress, actually. But yeah, he's very well-read, educated, inspired by Sir Isaac Newton, John Locke, great Enlightenment thinkers that inspired a lot of his ideals that he passed on.
It's true, but I've yet to read the 3 books you wrote about. You looking like a slug in a 3-piece suit. We didn't come back from Paris to battle Pepe Le Pew.
Ooh, Pepe Le Pew. Yeah, he does kind of resemble a skunk with his hair. Frederick Douglass, doesn't he? Because he's got that silver streak, man. He's got the iconic look, really. I mean, you see the hair, and you know that is Frederick Douglass. And also, big Francophile was TJ. He served as ambassador to France as well. Spent a lot of time over there. Helped with the French Revolution. Another character from Hamilton that we touched on, Lafayette, who gave us that crazy fast flow with guns and ships, man. Yeah, a lot of connections between France and the United States. I mean, they helped us to beat British ass in that time as well.
Secretary of State, VP number 2, not
Facts.
to mention third president. The fuck you do?
Ooh. Well, that's saucy, isn't it? He's talking about his resume, swagging out, which is true. TJ has quite the resume. You know what's funny about him being the second vice president? One of the very few times ever, and it won't happen again because he's the one who got rid of it when he became president because of his issue with Aaron Burr within his own party. But anyways, back then, the Electoral College could cast 2 votes, right? So first majority got the president, and then second got the VP. So you had TJ, who was from a different party than Mr. Adams, who was our president at the time, the Federalist Party versus the Democratic Republican Party. So it's very interesting that a VP from an opposing political party went up with the president from a different party. Can you imagine that today? What a shit show that would be.
3-piece suit, come back from Paris to battle Pepe Le Pew. First Secretary of State, VP number 2, not to mention third president. The fuck you do?
Let's go.
You finished? Okay.
Oh, it's smooth. Oh, we got a little bit of a southern swag to it. So Frederick Douglass, he's a hometown hero, baby. He's a Maryland boy. Let's go.
You finished? Okay. Straight out of bondage. A friendly motherfucker here to diss you. Big hair, big nuts, big issue.
Big hair, big nuts, big issues, right? He's bringing the issues to you, but also Frederick Douglass had a very strong pen game as well. Penned a lot, just like our boy TJ did, to his newspaper, but also straight out of Compton, NWA, shout out. I'm pretty sure that was a shout out to the music video as well. Hang on. This flow is a straight out of Compton flow, like Eazy-E coming in, but right here, yeah, that's straight out of bondage, right? Straight out of slavery, because Frederick Douglass emancipated himself. He didn't even wait for the United States to do that for him. He was like, fuck that, I'm escaping. Ran away from his plantation, went up to NYC, and boom, it was history from there, baby.
Okay. Straight out of bondage. A friendly motherfucker here to diss you. Big
he's got big nuts. Listen, again, it's not ERB if we don't have the dick jokes flying around left, right, and center.
Here to diss you. Big hair, big nuts, big issue. Starting with your nickel, there's a real decoration. Aspirations tells a slave plantation. A soft white.
Oh, yeah. Jefferson's head is on the nickel. I love how he has the heads and tails scheme. That is very, very clever because, you know, one of the biggest controversies for old TJ was even though he said, you know, he didn't like slavery, he abhorred it, he tried to stop the slave trade, didn't want to expand slavery into the new territories, he still owned slaves for his entire life and had a plantation for his entire life. Hey, Pot, I'm Kettle. How you doing today?
There's a real decoration.
And then the Declaration, again, playing off the Declaration of Independence. There's some really, really good bars in this one, people.
Aspirations tells a slave plantation. A soft white monticello marshmallow.
Ooh.
My people sweat while you sat playing cello. Hello.
Oh, we had that in Hamilton as well. Monticello marshmallow, also marshmallow type of flower that would grow on his plantation. But also, there was definitely a critique throughout Jefferson's career that he was soft. A lot of people don't know that he was governor at Virginia during the time of the Revolutionary War, and he couldn't muster up the Virginia forces fast enough, and they almost captured his ass in Monticello. He had to escape through his orchard in the middle of the night, but he was supposed to be out there fighting motherfuckers, and instead, he was probably sat chilling playing the cello. Yeah, maybe that's a little too far, but yeah, it was a big critique, a lot of controversy around that. People saying, you know, he didn't really actually get involved in the Revolutionary War. I mean, he couldn't even get his own forces going down in VA when he was running shit. But hey, we'll get into that one another day.
You a soft white monticello marshmallow. Watching my people sweat while you sat playing cello. Hello. Now you're facing me, Freddie D. I never worked for your ass, but I kick it for free. Oh, your stone face on.
I was never one of your slaves. But listen, I'm still going to beat that ass.
Freddie D, I never worked for your ass, but I kick it for free. Oh, your stone face.
And get it, he'll kick it on the mic as well for free. Man, there's some really, really good wordplay in this one. I'm liking this battle.
Freddie D, I never worked for your ass, but I kick it for free. Oh, your stone face on Rushmore ain't nothing. Check my photos, now that's real mugging. The face of a free man, told himself to read, man. No compromise, you couldn't whip a fifth of me, man.
Ooh, no compromise, you couldn't whip a fifth of me. Again, playing off of slavery, like getting whipped, but also the 3-5 compromise. And this was, again, another contentious issue in the early history of our nation because plantation owners, the South, had unproportionate power, really, because slaves couldn't vote. It was really the slave owners that were taking their votes and counting it towards their representation in the House of Representatives. But for every 5 slaves, you got to count it as 3, right? 3 to 5, the 3-5 compromise, because at that time slaves were property. Northerners said, no, that's bullshit. You can't count that in terms of your population because they don't get a say in anything. But the plantation owners, get it? We compromised on that 3-5 compromise. I love how he plays on that, man. That's really, really good wordplay. Also, Jefferson, as we know, is on Mount Rushmore. And then what's the other bar that I want to shout
Rushmore
out?
ain't nothing. Check my photos. Now that's real mugging.
Yeah. Fun fact. Frederick Douglass was the most photographed man in history at the time. Even more photographed than presidents. Abe Lincoln. Nah, this man was in a ton of photographs. And you want to talk about mugging like a coffee cup. This man was mugging the shit out of photographs. I mean, he would just pierce your soul. You want to talk about an OG on that.
Super free, man. Told himself to read, man. No compromise, you couldn't whip a fifth of me, man. You got a self-evident truth of your own. You let freedom ring, but never picked up the phone.
Oh, Frederick, I've never heard a verse I Douglas.
You let freedom ring? Freedom ring was after we declared independence. The Liberty Bell rang out our freedom. The Liberty Bell in Philly, the crack on it, for those of you who have visited it. But get it, he's saying, even though you let freedom ring, you still didn't free the slaves. Did you? Did you, TJ?
Ring, but never picked up the phone.
And this is like old school West Coast NWA gangster style delivery, man. I'm getting that vibe from Frederick Douglass and the actor who's delivering these bars.
Oh, Frederick, I've never heard a verse I dug less. Alright, I admit it, I confess. I participated in a broken system that I hated, but I needed to keep my financial status situated. And
Okay, Harry, I must not tell lies around here. I need to keep my financial status situated. He never really did. Jefferson lived his whole life just teetering on the edge of debt. Because let me tell you something about our boy, Thomas. He liked to party. Man liked good wines. He liked to entertain his guests. Extravagant dinner parties. He would go out to restaurants and run up bills left and right, man, like no tomorrow. I mean, yeah, he did not have a very good hold on his financial situation. There was also a really good bar here that I dug less. Frederick Douglass. Nice play on words there off of his name, man. I like that bar.
participated in a broken system that I hated, but I needed to keep my financial status situated. And the words I used were hideous blot to describe the slave trade and the pain it hath brought. And I fought to stop the trade of new slaves in Virginia when I ran the whole state and still made it home for dinner. So forgive me.
Oh, that's him flexing again. Hey, by the way, I was governor of VA. What'd you do again? And yeah, I mean, Jefferson, on the other side of the fence, and to his credit, he did try to limit the slave trade. He stopped it. He tried to limit its expansion into new territories, but, he never went so far as to get it abolished, did he? I mean, that's the biggest critique of him, and he still had slaves until the very end.
New slaves in Virginia when I ran the whole state and still made it home for dinner. So forgive me, I was busy, man. I had a lot to do, but we did it. You're free now, so we cool.
This ain't Louisiana, man. I ain't buying it. You talk about freedom, but you ain't applying shit.
I like this so much. Thomas Jefferson bought the Louisiana Territory whilst he was president from the French. Again, the French connections coming in. I love that. I ain't buying it. Literally buying the Louisiana Purchase, but also Frederick Douglass is not buying his argument. No, we are not cool. You are not fist bumping me, boy.
This ain't Louisiana, man. I ain't buying it. You talk about freedom, but you ain't applying shit. So no, we ain't cool. You found an absentee.
Yeah, again, the freedoms that we see, the freedoms, the liberties within our Constitution, within our Declaration.
You talk about freedom, but you ain't applying shit. So no, we ain't cool. You found an absentee father. You had 6 babies with the slave mama and never even bothered to free you when you die.
I mean, that was ace in the hole. I was wondering when Frederick was going to pull that out. And listen, you don't play your best ace until the very end. What a timely moment to just drop that bomb on us. Yes, Jefferson did have a big affair. This has come out much later on. He had 6 kids, actually, with the one and only Sally Hemings. Jefferson couldn't keep it in his pants, could he? He was not only hooking up with his missus, he had something going on the side. Again, hey, Pot, I'm Kettle. How you doing today?
I'm an absentee father.
Oh, and then absentee father, because again, like not being a father to those illegitimate children, but also absentee father, like we talked about, the critique of Jefferson not really fighting during the Revolutionary War for independence. And there's people that will say that he was in France as ambassador. No, that happened later on. People confuse that timeline. Let's go with what I explained because I know it better. I'm just kidding. I love you guys.
About freedom, but you ain't applying shit. So no, we ain't cool. You found an absentee father. You had 6 babies with the slave mama and never even bothered to free you when you died on the 4th of July. It's a very important holiday. But what the fuck does it mean to this guy?
We the people. All men are created equal. But really, you got to put an asterisk on that kind of, don't you? Because all white men at the time, not all women had all rights then. Not black men and women having rights then. It was very stilted to who actually held freedom and power within our early nation.
It's a very important holiday. But what the fuck does it mean to this guy? Because I celebrate December 6th, 1865.
Yeah.
The day the 13th damn amendment was ratified. And I see
13th Amendment, which abolished slavery. Think about that. 1776, we separate from GB. And then it takes until 1865 for slavery to finally get abolished.
December 6th, 1865, the day the 13th damn amendment was ratified. And I cease to be an alien to your unalienable rights. And we the people stop meaning we the people who are white. May you get some good.
Oh, an alien to your unalienable rights. Again, the unalienable rights that we talked about within the Declaration of Independence. And I love how he's an alien. He's an outsider to that at first. You know, he was an alien to that. He wasn't a part of that exclusive club of getting those rights.
Alien to your unalienable rights. And we the people stop meaning we the people who are white. May you get some good things. I ain't denying your fame. I'm saying they need to put an asterisk next to your name.
Who won? Who stands? You decide.
This is a gangster ass battle, man. I love this beat too. It's like Yankee Doodle meets motherfucking Eazy-E. Shout to JB Smooth, man. He definitely brought that charisma. Ah, I must have missed the Peter cameo. I think we're done here. Right. Let me tell you, man, that was a fun battle. And then that last line, put an asterisk next to your name. You know, because again, he had slaves till he died. I mean, it's scorching bars, man, when it's like, hey, you had a baby mama who was a slave and you couldn't even set her free. And you had 6 kids with her. What you doing, TJ? I really like the writing, though. There's some clever wordplay from both sides. Jefferson had some really good bars. Douglass had some really good bars as well. There's some really good burns. Obviously, when you accomplish as much as Jefferson did, you're going to lean to the swagger bars, aren't you? You're going to kind of brag about yourself, whereas I felt like Douglass really just came through with that one truth that you can't deny with the slavery issue. And he just hit that and hit that and hit that home and just kept punching and punching. So, as much fun as it was, I'm going to give the edge to Douglass and the NWA thing. Straight out of Compton. I love that. ERB, you are Knox Hill certified. So if you guys like today's video, as always, be sure to smash that like button. Listen, if for some reason you're here at the end, obviously you're enjoying the content, do me a favor, support the channel directly, subscribe, notifications on. As always, just a reminder, stay safe, stay positive. It's Knox Hill. Catch you again. I'm out.